Nice, warm Ames welcome, and Iowa State welcome to the next President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Well, I tell you what, I think I should probably leave right now. Thank you very, very much. I was told there were going to be a few people here today. But thank you. And I want to thank the university for providing this facility for us to be able to have a meeting. I'm going to be coming back to the university to do a large student event, I hope, sometime in mid-January. And by the way, Herman's right. If I didn't support community college, not only would I not get to go home, I'd be sleeping alone. My wife, Jill, is, as I speak, teaching. She left at 4 o'clock this morning, got up at 4 this morning, to fly back to Northern Virginia Community College, where she's been teaching. She taught 15 credits all the way through the vice presidency, and since then, and she's cut way back to 12 credits. But I always joke, and those of you who are professors, is that teaching is not what she does, it's who she is. How many professors in here? How many people? Well, I tried to get to the point where I got more respect at home. And when I got out of the United States Senate, I was made a full professor at the University of Pennsylvania. And that's where I worked for a while, and until I announced for president. And I learned there's more than one way to get something named after your university. And they renamed the School of Public Policy at the University of Delaware, the Joseph R. Biden School of Public Policy. And the amazing thing is enrollment didn't decline. But the reason I did it, I got tired of the mail coming, Dr. and Joe Biden. Well, so I became a professor, and guess what? It's still Dr. and Joe Biden. But thank you all, and back in there, thank you all for being here. I'm going to be very brief because I want to hear what questions you may have for me. But number one, when we announced it was a tough decision whether or not we were going to run again. I hadn't planned on running again for President of the United States. I worked like the devil to try to get Secretary Clinton elected, because I did 84 events for around the country. And Barack and the president and I say president, I say Barack because I don't want to confuse him with this president. But President Obama and I become very close friends, and we both thought it was important to give the new president a chance to set up his administration, because we knew, and I'm not being facetious, we knew he initially hadn't expected to win. We knew he hadn't put together a transition team, and we knew it was going to take some difficulty setting that up. And I went so far as to spend time with some of the leading people in the Defense Department, as well as leading people in the State Department, encourage them to stay on in this administration, because we knew that he didn't know a lot about foreign policy, but hoped that there would be ability to up his game quickly. But I guess we should have known when he literally said about, months into his administration, he said, being president's harder than running a real estate empire. And I thought, holy mackerel, what's going on? But what really got us moving was when those folks came out of the fields in Charlottesville carrying torches and Nazi flags and chanting the same anti-Semitic bile that was chanted in Germany in the 30s. And when the way he talked about people of color and Muslims and about any immigrants, and it just became clear that the whole purpose was to divide the nation, to pit us against one another in order to, it's been a tool used by charlatans all over the world in the past. There's a some of the professors that teach political science or history here may have assigned the book How Democracies Die, or the book by two professors about democracy and what's at stake. Two guys from Harvard recently wrote it. It's about a year old now. And no democracy has fallen as a consequence in the last 100 and some years as a consequence of somebody battering down the door of the presidency and or invading the parliament. They've died because of the democracies that have died because you've had someone legally elected, constitutionally elected under their system, and they've gradually taken down the barriers that are designed to keep the abuse of power from the executive branch. And I don't think it's hyperbole to suggest that I think our democracy is at stake here. I really do. And I wrote an article for a magazine early on, Atlantic, and when after Charlottesville, saying we're in the battle for the soul of America. And it was not hyperbole. I genuinely mean it. All that we value seems to me now no longer to be talked about in valued terms. We're in a situation where we've always led the world, not just by the example of our power. We're the most powerful nation in the history of the world physically, but that's not what's led the world. We've led the world by the power of our example, and our example is being absolutely diminished around the world. And there's no folks who understand that better than the university crowd, that what's at stake. And I never say anything negative about a president while a particular foreign policy issue, while that president is abroad. But I'll have more to say tomorrow. We saw what happened in NATO. No, I never mean it. It's just been a policy. When I'm on foreign soil, I never criticize the president, whomever that is. What happened in the recent NATO conference is disturbing, really disturbing. I'll have more to talk about that tomorrow. So folks, there's a lot at stake. We all know it. I'm running for three reasons. One, to restore some integrity to the office of the presidency, so because our children are listening. Our children listen. How many times have you as parents or grandparents have pulled your child away from the television? I'm not joking. When the presidents come on the air. How many times has that occurred? And the soul of the nation is at stake when you send our young kids in first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade to school in September, and the first thing they do is learn to duck and cover because they're worried about being shot in school. Talk about moral bankruptcy. What is going on there? What are we doing? And folks, the second reason I'm running is to restore the backbone of the country, the middle class. The middle class. You know, we're no longer the wealthiest middle class in the world, number one. A majority of the people who view themselves as part of the middle class no longer think their children will reach the same standard of living they've reached. And you have this, I think it was either this university, one of your competitors put out a report recently that 44% of Iowa farmers last year were unable to pay their bills, had difficulty paying their basic bills. And so something's going on here. And this time we'll restore the middle class, which is the backbone of the country, which is the soul of the nation. Wall Street didn't build America. Ordinary Americans, given half a chance, have always stepped up to the plate. They're the ones that built America. Not a joke. Not a joke. It sounds like hyperbole, but it's real. It's reality. That's what's happened in America. But they're in real trouble right now. And this time when we restore the middle class, we've got to bring everybody along, including not only just the middle class in rural America, but we have to have a middle class that can stay in rural America. The question is, how does that happen? What do we do? And we have enormous opportunities, enormous opportunities. Global warming is the existential threat to humanity. It's something I talked about beginning back in 1986 when I introduced the first global warming piece of legislation. And the fact is that rural America is the key to making sure that the first operation in America of American agriculture can get to net zero emissions. And farmers can get paid for doing the things that in fact are going to benefit the entire country. The entire country. And if you want to talk about that, we'll get into that question and answer. But Last reason I'm running, and I know I have a lot of good people trying to seeking the nomination for president of the Democratic Party, and I mean that sincerely. For example, we lost a really good one, a senator from California. She is capable of being president or vice president or on the Supreme Court or Attorney General. Her capacity is unlimited, just absolutely unlimited. We have so many people who have such great talent. But folks, one of the things that I was originally criticized for early on was I said the third thing, the reason I was running, we have to unify America. And I said, a lot of people said, no, that's passé. Yeah, Biden was able to put together coalitions before. Biden was able to reach across the aisle and get some Republicans to vote for the Violence Against Women Act he wrote, or make sure that we had the Recovery Act, which is $90 billion, etc. But those days are gone. They're not gone. If they're gone, we're all in trouble, because this country only can function by consensus, the way our Constitution is written. Otherwise, we're just inviting the abuse of power, whomever the president is, if we do that. So they're the reasons why I'm running, but I've already talked too much because I want to hear what's on your mind. So why don't, as my mother would say, hush up and take questions from all of you. And excuse my back, I apologize to all of you sitting behind me. All right. I tell you what, I see my bald spot really clearly. Yes, you do.